Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 10 of the LightBearerPod podcast. I'm your host, Crypto, followed by my co-host, Striders, who's here with me now.
Yo, yo, yo.
Episode 10. So it's a bit of a small milestone for us. We've been doing this for about 10 weeks now. We've been having a schedule of one episode a week. Just wanted to start off by saying, thank you to everyone that's kind of tuned in, listened to us and engaged through all of our platforms. To celebrate, we did do a small giveaway on our Twitter platform or X platform. We did do like a silver bundle giveaway in celebration of Festival of the Lost. We have selected the winner. We have DM'd him, and hopefully soon he does reply so we can give him a silver. But yeah, just a little small celebration from our side. Hopefully more giveaways and hopefully more milestones for it to come. Anything you want to say, Striders, in celebration of episode 10?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know it was episode 10. It's been that quick. Yeah, thank you guys so far for everything, all the support. Congrats to the guy who won the giveaway. I think it's a guy. Yeah, big well done on that. For once, it's not actually a fake giveaway.
No, all legit from us.
All legit. And yeah, thank you for everyone that's listening and still listening.
Yeah, cool. So I just want to spend like a small bit of time on that little segment there, just to say a huge thank you to everyone. At this point, really, I didn't know if we were going to continue doing the podcast, but we have seen a bit of a support, so it is one of the motivational factors for us to continue. But that all wrapped up, let's head into this week. So for this podcast episode, we'll be talking a bit about the Festival of the Lost. That's probably the main body of the podcast. We'll also be talking about what's coming next for Destiny. Season of the Witch was the first season that we've done as a podcast, and now it's coming towards the end. I believe it's coming to an end in about 2-3 weeks, but we will obviously have like an in-depth talk about that later on. As for this week, so I think for the weekly reset, we do have the Nightfall, which is back. For the Nightfall, it is the highest battleground on Europa. It is one of the hard ones, but I would say definitely do it, because it is your last chance to get the Swarm, which is the Adept LMG. That is if you're doing on Grandmaster. The reason why I would say do this is because this LMG isn't obviously going to return, number one. And the perk pool on this LMG is actually really good because you can get stuff like Dragonfly on it. So being an Arc LMG, if you're using it on like an Arc week or maybe like a raid or such, it definitely is a good ad clearing LMG, and it's one of those slow firing rate ones as well, so it does a lot of damage. Moving on next, we do have the featured raid. So the featured raid is obviously Deep Stone Crypt. If you haven't done it, definitely now is the time. But I'm pretty sure everyone on Destiny's done it. If you haven't done it, now is obviously the best time because loads of people are going to try and do it for the Pinnacle. So if you want to find like a fire team or something like that, now is the best time. As for the featured dungeon, the dungeon is Shattered Throne. Shattered Throne is definitely one of the easier ones to do. If you do need like a Pinnacle gear or want to get some of the armor sets from the Shattered Throne, definitely bang it out this week. You can get loads of like Pinnacle drops. Some of the weapons are also good as well. Moving on to the last two bits. So obviously the exotic mission is the Presage. Again, Presage being obviously an old mission, but you do get the DMT, Dead Man's Tale. If you haven't got that yet, do definitely get it. It's like a hit and miss kind of gun. For me, I don't really like it, but I think Striders, you like it, right?
Yeah, I do. But it is very hit or miss.
Yeah. For me, scout rifle wise, you already know what it is, Striders. I'm a hungry type of person. I like a scout rifle that does a lot of damage, bit slow fire rate. I think that one is a bit too fast for me, but yeah.
I mean, we might as well name this, not this episode, I was going to say our new clan. What's it called? I've forgotten your favourite gun now.
Oh, Hung Jury.
Oh yeah, Hung Jury, that's it. We might as well make a clan or something for Hung Jury. We speak about it so much.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, it's funny because I think yesterday, I know it was the day before yesterday, I was playing Crucible, and it feels like I'm the only person in the whole like Destiny universe that uses Hung Jury box breathing. And then I remember it was Bannerful, right? And then all of a sudden I wasn't using it because I was using Horror Story because I'm really liking that gun. And I just get 3-shot out of nowhere, and I was like, what is this gun? And I look at my top left and I see it's Hung Jury, and I'm like, no way, someone's actually using it. And it's like the one he had, it had the same exact perks, but his stability was like 72 stability, whereas mine was like 51. So imagine for him, when he shoots, there's literally no like jump or no recoil, no nothing.
Oh wow,
so I'm thinking,
someone's outdone you on Hung Jury.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking I can't even get like another roll on that as well, because even if I change the barrel, it'll be worse. Like, I'll get like 40 stability instead of like 50. So
Oh wow,
that guy's got a way better hungrier
He's
than me.
got a better one than you. Wow. Never thought I'd hear those days. Or hear those words.
Cool. I think obviously Fest of the Lost, that's still carrying on. We still got that until I think the 7th of November. I've played it a bit. I think I've played it more than you. You haven't really explored it that much to say, but in terms of the Lost Sectors, how are you finding it so far?
It's good so far. It's good. I want to play it, but for some reason I just wasn't able to get the manifested pages.
Yeah.
So I've been nerfed. I've just been sat there, not being able to do much. And I think we checked it recently and you told me that I have to do more Lost Sectors. And then it's just... and then it doesn't always drop, does it? Because for me, the amount I've done, it just hasn't dropped.
For me, what I did is I actually had to do like hard research as to why it's not working. So I believe there was a few other people, I think on the first and second day, people weren't getting it to drop regardless. So I was thinking like you're doing something wrong. Like I feel like ripping your head off.
I was getting blamed.
Yeah, I was like, you're clearly not wearing the mask, and I see you got the mask, and I'm like, okay, maybe the game's glitched. And then I actually look on Twitter, and I'm seeing like people are reporting it as well. But just to be clear, for anyone that doesn't know, what you need to do is you need to put on your mask. So any masquerade one, whether it could be like any design. So you can put Nimbus or Omnigor or whatever. Put that on. Do any activity, whether it's a Gambit match, Strike, or Crucible match. At the end of the activity, as long as you have your mask on, you'll get 3 shrouded pages. And then what you do with the shrouded pages, once you have it, you then go into a Lost Sector. It could be a legend one or a normal one. You kill all the headless ones, so there's little bosses. And once you finish that activity, that's when you get the manifested pages. So that's how the whole, the quest works, basically. The whole, filling out the card from Ever Levante. So for me, it was such a headache because so many guides out there are so complex. They're like, oh, first do this, first do that. Literally, the easiest way to think of it is wear your mask, get the first pages. I think it's called the shrouded or whatever. Once you get the shrouded pages, then you convert it into manifested by doing the Lost Sector. So you only need to do the Lost Sector once you have those pages. If you're doing the Lost Sector without those pages, it's basically meaningless. But yeah, finally, like I'm able to understand it. And hopefully you're able to understand it as well.
Oh, I don't understand. You're going to have to do it for me. I'm joking. Of course I'll do it. But, oh my God, what a process. Just for me to be able to do... What was it? We wanted to do the legendary Lost Sectors so that we can get the exotics and stuff. Get better stats. And we just couldn't do it. And plus it's fun to do those Lost Sectors as a group, It's fun.
Yeah. We were doing it as a 3-man, and we didn't get any exotics to drop. I think we've only done it twice though as a 3-man. I've done it like 6 times myself, solo through like matchmaking, but I haven't got any exotic to drop. I've just got a bunch of good loot though, so I got like a horror story. That's one thing I want to talk about, the way that gun is saving the event for me. The horror story, like the masks are cool, but that gun is just next level. Like it's so good. It's better than Amit.
Don't say... Oh my God, he said it. All right,
nah, 100%.
Let's sort this out. It is better. For the moment.
It is better. Like 100% is better.
Listen, I remember when we went on after... Literally, it was after the last podcast. When we recorded afterwards, we just jumped on, right? And I looked at the horror story and I was like, please, please, please be a 450. And it is, right? So I was already gassed, and I don't think you remember, but you may remember. I was just like, oh my god, it's like Amit. It's a primary Amit. And then I was just like, let's see what it drops. And I remember my first one that dropped, it was Envious Assassin and Vorpal Weapon, which is very PvE. But we went on to PvP because we couldn't do the Lost Sector thing. I wasn't getting the pages. And it was just killing and shredding. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't wait until I get God Roll. Because that gun, I'm auto guy, number 1. Number 2, I get to use Cloud Strike with it. Right? That's number 2. And number 3 is Stasis. And Stasis can be very broken if you use it right. With like the correct stasis build and stuff. Even for PvE, 100%. that role that I have, I'm going to keep it forever, I think, because whenever I get into stasis PvE mode, I'm just going to use that.
Yeah, I mean, even I think the gun naturally is just so good because
Yeah.
the thing with 450s, I saw it was 450, but the reason I don't get gassed is because Amit is in its own category. It's like it's in a category of its own because obviously the sight is omolon. It's an omolon gun, so in terms of the sight, it doesn't bounce as much. You know, the sight is clean. It's easy to see. Whereas the other 450s, you have the seventh, which is obviously really good. The seventh carbine, but the only thing about that gun is that the sight is people like it and
weak.
People don't, and then it bounces. Yeah, it's weak and it bounces so much, and it's like to a point it's unusable. Whereas this one is just solid. It's like using it's like in Battlefield 4 using an M4 with the reflex sight. It's so simple.
If you don't play Battlefield, that's a very like just a normal stable gun. Literally, It is actually a perfect comparison, to be honest. It's like stability wise, it's just like the Amit and stuff. It's a very solid weapon, yeah.
No kick. It's like using basically a trace rifle. There's literally no kick to it. No matter what role you have, it's super solid. The range, I feel like the range is a lie because on the range, it says like 59 or 60. But when you actually use it, it feels like it's a 70 or 80 because I've been beaming people with it.
Yeah. I remember me and Optimistic, we were just speaking about how it reminds us of Origin Story. Literally, because obviously it's a reskin, which I don't mind. But Origin Story, that's the one that everyone used to use back in the day, or I used to especially use back in the day. Before Graviton Lance time and everything, Origin Story was just the one. I loved it.
For me, it reminds me of Uriel's Gift. When using Uriel's Gift, that's when like the auto rifle used to dominate like back then. And now this is just back, and it's like bring it on.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's like I was gonna say Amit earlier. Well, I wanted to say Amit earlier just a couple minutes ago or seconds. And I was gonna say Uriel Gift, and I was like, oh wait, I don't want to sound like a donut on the pod. So it's funny you bring that gun up.
Yeah, you have to get your veteran discount out. Only real OGs know about that.
Uriel Gift, whenever I used to use Amit, even like a couple of weeks ago when it first like became OP again, I used to just call it Uriel Gift and everyone used to laugh at me.
Yeah, it literally is like a copy and paste.
Yeah, it's identical, it's a reskin. But it's just so good. But anyways, enough auto rifle talk, otherwise I'm just gonna jump on and ignore this podcast.
I wanted to mention one last thing why it's so good, the horror story, and I haven't got my hands on it yet. But the perk ball, did you know that there is one person, I've only seen one person with it. He's got an absolute god roll. He's got a range masterwork. He's got small ball on it, so even more stability. And I think the other one is like hammer forged, and he's got target lock on it as well.
Oh wow! Oh wait, Ava.
So you can get target
Ava's
lock.
selling. Well, she's not selling. I don't know how you get it, but she has a target lock one as well. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, a target lock on that would be good, although I don't think it's the best because target lock did get nerfed a little, and plus it's already good stability wise, but still, target lock is target lock at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on that one as well.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll close the page there on the auto rifle. We'll still talk about Festival of the Lost though. One thing I did want to get off my chest a little bit is Festival of the Lost has been going on for years and years and years. I think in this game, like it first started properly in like 2018 or 2019, even though the game did come out in 2017, but that was late 2017. Yeah. What I wanted to say is, you know how you have to wear a mask?
Yeah.
I hate the fact that it's a physical mask that you have to wear, like it's an actual helmet. It's not like a transmog or it's not like a shader kind of thing. It's something you actually physically have to wear. And for me, like whenever I jump into PvE or PvP, it ruins my whole entire build. Like imagine if you're using an exotic helmet, like what are you supposed to do then? Like you're supposed to sacrifice it just to get some candy and do the quest. And it's like Bungie are clever in a sense because they know people are going to do the quests and they're going to have to sacrifice not using a exotic helmet. So I wanted your thoughts on that. Do you think they should keep it as like a actual helmet, or do you want to move it to like a transmog or like a shader?
I mean, ideally moving it would be better. But for me, for my own selfish reasons at the moment, I don't mind. Because I'm using my chest pieces on my hunter, I mean, if I was a
Yeah.
warlock, then yeah, I'd be mad because I use. Listen, I'm gonna have to quickly press on this. I use the Eye of Another World. That's it.
Oh, that's the one I told you about.
Yeah. So I'm using that on my warlock. So I'm not using warlock for this festival of the lost or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I know my Titan, I'm fine. Titan, I use chess piece as well. But yeah,
I think
they should definitely not be lazy on that, in my opinion, and make it like a thing that you put on instead of like on top of your legendary or your exotic, like an ornament kind of vibe.
yeah, exactly. Because the thing about this is obviously I know they want to keep it special, Halloween and whatnot. Because I think after this event they might just sunset all the stuff. But the thing is that some of those masks you can get good rolls on it. But the fact that you have to kind of infuse it again so it matches your build, so that while you're playing trials or whatnot, you have to like wear the mask and get candy. Because obviously the book is very long from Eva Levante. I think you have to do like 120 or 140 pages in total if you want to finish it.
That's
so
mad.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was my reaction to
it. Yeah, I was gonna say what the hell.
You probably thought it was my cat because
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe it's his cat.
No. It was literally my general reaction. I was like, 140 what? I ain't doing that.
Not even the normal pages, it's the manifested pages.
Oh my god. And I remember someone was tweeting at you a bit, like, I know you were talking, but someone was tweeting at you saying like, oh, I've completed all of it. And it's just like, wow, bang out. Much.
Yeah, and he's telling me, oh man, you're slacking, bro. Like, you know, like, yeah, of course I'm going to be slacking, mate. It's 140 pages. Like, I don't play the game like 10 hours a day. Like,
literally.
If I did, then cool, but I can't do 140 manifested pages like it's nothing, you know.
Yeah. Oh my. But yeah, go back to your point. Sorry.
But yeah, no. Obviously, for the helmets, I think they should make it into an ornament because, look, especially when you're doing trials, right? When I was doing trials this weekend, I was thinking, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe people are going to sacrifice their exotic helmet or use like instead of using a normal legendary, they'll use the masks just so that they can get the shrouded pages and finish off the thing. But literally no one, not a single person I went up against or even my teammate were using the masks. That's how sweaty trials is, by the way. I just want to say, not even an event can make people change their gear. Like, they have to have the 100 resilience. 100 is so funny. But at the same time, look, if you're doing trials, people have obviously picked their preference. They rather win trials games or rather go flawless than do the event, which is kind of funny. Like, I kind of rate that, to be honest, because it's like that shows how good trials is for the game. Like, people really don't care about the event. Like, they just want to go flawless, and that's the main objective of the game. But if they made it into an ornament, it's like a win-win for both sides, because Bungie people are going to use it, and you know, Bungie is obviously
everyone will end up using it.
Yeah, everyone will end up using it in a sense where Bungie's design team, it isn't a waste for them. You know, for Halloween, all the hours they put in, people are actually using it in, you know, whatever end game content they're doing. But for trials, as soon as you make it a helmet, it's going to be thrown off straight away. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, give me my resilience.
No, if they put it as a ornament or something that you put on, then literally, I don't think a single person will like not be using it. They'll all be using it, right? And then if you want to think about it from the sales perspective, if everyone's using it, right? And here's my mindset, right? If I'm like everyone else, which I hate, right? I'm just gonna buy the expensive one, or like I'm gonna buy one so that I'm different from everyone else. Like, everyone's using the mask of what's his name, the Strider Gate guy.
Master Bacchus.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Nimbus.
Nimbus, that's his name. Yeah, everyone's like using the Nimbus one, and then the other one, I forgot its name, but I'm not gonna say it. It's like, I don't want to be like them. You know what I mean? I want to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy one to be different, and that's if they made everyone wear it. If you know what I mean, or allowed it to be easier to wear.
Like an ornament, right?
Yeah, it's like a win-win. To be honest, we get to wear it, and they get maybe some purchases or sales. Sorry.
Yeah, I think even if they did for silver, like, you can't complain. Like, because silver is obviously a currency that you can obviously grind for, but just make it an ornament. That way it's easier. Even Lucky, I remember he tweeted saying, you know, Bungie, they should make it an ornament because it is a bit of a pain, you know, having to switch out your whole gear towards your seasonal event. But yeah, literally just change it into an ornament and everyone's happy. And people even tweeting saying, I wouldn't mind using the synth weave, the consumable,
Oh yeah.
just for that helmet. Because that person that tweeted it, he's actually making sense, because we do that for normal helmets. So why would it not be the same for a Festival of the Lost helmet? It makes sense.
Yeah. Of course. I just think it's something that they haven't like gone into properly, maybe. Or maybe they thought about it and maybe it can create glitches. You never know. You just really never know.
Yeah, exactly. One final thing I wanted to talk about was Festival of the Lost. So the last thing I wanted to mention is obviously the headless ones. Right, so the headless ones, obviously we've seen it before. It's been in the game for what, like 3-4 years now. I think they should change it up. I think next year, if we do get Festival of the Lost, after this whole Witness Dark and Light saga, if we do get the headless ones again, I'll be very, very annoyed. Because I think that means it's been like 3 years in a row now, 3 or 4 years. And it's just repetitive at this point.
Wait, headless what?
You know the not public events, sorry, the lost sectors that you do. The bosses are called the headless ones.
Oh, yeah.
So that's been going on for like 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want them to change it, like to a point where, you know how they did that Trials game mode, where it was like a spooky kind of Trials game mode in D1, where like spiders would jump on your screen and radar was turned off and it was like a jump scare kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. Even if you have to sacrifice 1 week of Trials, just do it. Like, make it more vibrant, more in a sense.
Sorry, go on.
Or you can just play more. Yeah, that's basically my point.
Oh, no, I was going to say, we spoke about it, I think it was last week, when I was like, I just wish they make Trials like no radar, no nothing. It's like you just go blacked out. And even like the map goes a bit darker. That'll be best case scenario, to be honest. Like, they need to change it up. And listen, I know this is a Destiny podcast, but you can compare it to other games. So, for example, Warzone, right?
Yeah.
Call of Duty Warzone, when it, like the first one, when they had a Halloween event, they would have
that was amazing.
Yeah, amazing. They would have the chest that would become
jump scares.
They can become jump scares. The probability was a bit low, but still, it would get you. Like, I remember the first time it got me, it like literally scared me. You kill someone and they become a zombie. They should have added something like that, in my opinion, in Destiny, to make it different. You know, like, you just become this hunter or warlock, just slapping everyone. Trying to slap up someone to get res. Like, it just makes Trials different.
Yeah, I think a lot of drama obviously going on for the past year for Bungie. The whole, we're independent now. We obviously Sony bought us. We've moved away from Activision. This year, I'll give them a free hit. I'll be like, cool, do whatever. Obviously, based on the resources, they're making a new IP, which is Marathon. But next year, if it's the same thing, then I'll be very, very disappointed, because that means they would have had 2 years of development and nothing's been changed. Look, the work is obviously great. They're doing really good jobs on the design, the looks of Destiny, the exotic pieces. But I think in terms of seasonal stuff, there needs to be a bit more focus, because it can't just be, what did we do last year? Okay, yeah, cool, copy, paste, put that in. Add some new dialogue and that's it. Like, they need to be a bit more creative now. Like, a new game mode, as you said. Imagine if you had a new game mode. Imagine if you had like a different Trials game mode. Something that's a bit more. I know obviously it does take a lot more coding, a lot more human resources and human labor and whatnot, but I don't know. It's like something like for this Festival of the Lost, it's literally just a book that you're completing, filling in pages, getting guns, getting loot that you're not probably going to use, and that's it. And then the Festival of the Lost is over.
Yeah.
There's nothing special to it.
The reason why I'll give them a free hit this year and not complain much is because Final Shape is coming out. And I need Final Shape to be 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10, whatever it is, yeah. And if they tell me, listen, focus wasn't really this, it was Final Shape, cool. I don't mind. Take the free
hit. Oh, yeah,
then
100%. Yeah, free hit.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't mind this year being bad, just because of Final Shape. I just need Final Shape to be on point. Because it's something, like, for me, whenever I get excited for a game, like, my expectations obviously go high. That's normal. That's natural. And when your expectation goes high, it's so hard to, like, please it, if you know what I mean. No, it's like, for example, back in the day, I was excited for what was it? There was a hacking game that was coming out apparently to destroy GTA, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, and then when it came out, it was like we were so hyped, especially me and Roti. We were so hyped. Before it launched, we saw some Twitch clips and we're like, "Yeah, mate, not that game is not good," and like, yeah. So from then onwards, I've been trying to like keep it steady on like my excitement for a DLC or a new game. It's like even right now, Call of Duty. But yeah, Final Shape, I just need it to be on point. I really do, because my expectations are so high and I can't even lower it. Like, it's just naturally going to be high, especially from that trailer and that event thing that came out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on point.
100%. I think for us to wrap off The Lost, I think to summarize, the event has not been terrible, all terrible. It's been okay-ish. It's been like 50-50 for me. I think me and you both kind of agree on the fact that next year it definitely does have to change, and that we do give them a free hit for this year because all their resources are, focused elsewhere, such as, Marathon, the IP, and, Final Shape as well. So we definitely will give them a free hit this year, but I think next year, if it is the same, after the whole Lightness and Dark saga, then we'll be raising a few eyebrows and questions, but yeah, I think we're on the same page.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But
Final Shape can change it.
Let's talk about Final Shape.
Thing. Yeah.
So for Final Shape, we did have that reveal. That was pretty much 9 or 10 weeks ago now, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We're going into the Traveller. We know that for sure. The Pale Heart. We're going to be facing the Witness. I believe the Witness. I don't know how long the campaign is, but I think they did mention how the Witness will be one of the raid bosses, one of the last raid bosses.
Has to be the last one, yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of this season, obviously Season of the Witch is ending now, so we do have one more season before we do jump into the whole DLC of Final Shape. I think this season is going to be a huge turning point, because I think the season is called Season of the Redacted, but don't quote me on that. The reason why this is important is because, the Final Shape, how they were going to introduce the Witness and stuff. They were going to do all of that in Final Shape. Not Final Shape, in Lightfall. But they wanted to kind of push it back a little bit because Bungie were like, okay, we're not ready to kind of bring it out. So Season of the Redacted was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be Season of the Deep at that point in the timeline. But they were like, no, let's push it back. So now this season has been reworked about 3-4 times, and it's had like different release schedules that's been pushed back. So they've had pretty much like 2 years to work on this season. So this season is going to be huge in terms of leading up to the DLC. So I want to know what they're going to do. Apparently there'll be like loads of different game modes and, quests. But in terms of your point of view, what do you think they should do for the season before the DLC comes out?
I think we should get, like, honestly, I was going to suggest something, but like thinking about it, it doesn't make sense bringing it out for a new season. I was going to be like, imagine if they bring out some like whole new like weaponry like type. You know how we've got like fusion rifles, we've got sidearms, autos, whatever, yeah? Imagine if they bring out something completely new. But then I think about it, and they shouldn't be doing that for a new season, they should be doing that for Final Shape. What my expectations are is PvE will be good, right? Because they got that strike team ready, like, it'll be good. Now, PvP, I'm not expecting much, if I'm being honest. You can't really change PvP much, apart from new game modes, which Joe Blackburn was talking about. But I think that's for Final Shape. So PvP, don't expect much, in my opinion. But PvE, there must be a new exotic mission. There has to be. For this next season. If 2 years is how long it's taken, then yeah. New exotic mission, and then obviously a new weaponry.
Yeah, I think you made a good point about obviously the season. They're not going to like use all their resources and use their whole entire Ace collection, bring out all the cards. They're going to save most of the cards for Final Shape. But I think for this season, what they should do personally, I think, is it should be a lot more story focused. Because this season, the story is finished. It was a lot of back and forth in a sense where, Eris Morn is getting stronger. She wants to challenge Zivo Wrath. She wants to revive Savathun. And there's a lot of filler in between the weeks of just, I want to build my types. I think for this season, or the season Redacted, I really do want to see a storyline that progresses in a sense where it's like, you know, a TV show. When you watch a TV show, for example, you leave each episode with a kind of like a dilemma or some sort of question that you have in your mind. Like, oh, damn, like, I wonder what the next episode's going to be like. In Season of the Witch, for this season, there wasn't much of that. There was only, I think, one bit like that, which I think was the 4th week or 3rd week, where it ended off as like a mission where you kind of did a lot of damage to a knight. And that knight it had like 6 bars of health, and you take 1 bar down and you're thinking, oh my days, I can't, like, how am I supposed to do this? And then as soon as you take that bar down, then the knight just runs away and says, oh, you know, I'm running away, kind of kill me later. And then that kind of left a bit of a suspense. But then for the rest of the weeks, it was literally just, oh yeah, do this mission, come back next week, do this mission, come back next week. There was no kind of progress to the story until the last cutscene.
Yeah.
So for me, I just want like a story-based, kind of like an episode, you know, like a TV series.
Yeah. I mean, we would all love that because the cutscenes are just getting so much better. Like, I compare it to like a gaming version of Marvel in a way, like the whole Thanos thing. I think the story does obviously need to be on point, but it's just like, what are they gonna do with the story? Because like we've gotten ready to go in. What is gonna be next? It's like what I would do if I was in their position. I would make like a couple arguments between like Shax and something, like Shax and Hawthorne or something. Like create a little segment argument, and then the next week they argue even more. The week after they fix it or something like that. I don't know.
That would be a good filler in a sense where, okay, those two are fighting, spend the week trying to resolve it. Like, at least it's something, you know, something like you're doing something purposeful. Like, it actually means something towards the story.
Yeah. I actually think maybe at one point they'll make us feel bad for the witness. Like, if you think about it, it's like all his people became one, right?
Yeah.
And all they wanted was the traveler. Right?
That's actually a very good point, yeah.
Imagine if they just make you feel bad for him. And then you're going to kill this guy that always he's just wanted this one dream of having the traveler. Now he's close to it and he's saying it's going to be mine, da da da. Like, honestly, you never know.
I think that's a very interesting point you made, because in terms of the traveler, right? Let's say you took someone from D1, right? Let's say you went back in time into 2014, 2015, and you asked a Destiny fan, okay, what is the traveler? They'll be like, oh, it's such a nice little planet kind of thing that gives us light. It gives our guardians inspiration. It powers the whole earth and whatnot. And if you ask a fan now, they'll be like, oh, the traveler's a waste, man, like kind of thing. Because we've been exposed to like how the traveler it first was with the fallen people. The fallen people, it gave them the whole light and whatnot. And then all of a sudden the traveler just got up, rose from the sky, went to another place. Then it went to the hive. Then obviously that's how Sabathun got her powers. You know, Zivio, Wrath and whatnot. Then it just got up and left. And now for us, it's given us the whole light, and it's just got up and not left, but it's on the verge where it's on the escape from the witness. And prior to the Fallen and the Hive, it went to the Witness, which is a whole new species that we don't even know yet. So this traveler is very snaky in a sense, where you'll just get up and leave when danger's there. So I don't know. I feel like you do kind of have sympathy for the Witness, because he just wants to get rid of it completely. He doesn't want the traveler to exist anymore, because he doesn't want anyone else falling through that false hope. And you know his famous quote of "cease to exist," you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can call it sympathy, but you understand his reasons in a sense. But he's trying to do the whole Thanos situation, right? Trying to wipe everyone out.
Yeah, because
and, take people's own will.
Yeah, because his people got wiped out, so he just doesn't want that pain for everyone else. It's like, we'll stop it, kill half the people. So it's like what the Witness is trying to do. You never know, obviously, but you could maybe have some sympathy for him. They might lead us into Final Shape having some sympathy for him. Or maybe hating him, like hating him more, and then when you do Final Shape, sympathy, like you feel sympathetic for him.
I think it's a very important fact, because you know how we use Marvel quite a lot in terms of our terminology and comparisons, but you know how Marvel had that whole, like, I think, was it 12 years, 13 or 14 years, basically, of the whole, you know, Stones kind of trilogy, you know, each film had a stone basically, and it all led up to the whole, Thanos getting all the stones, and then all the stones are finished now. I think for Destiny's version of that, it's the Traveler. We started with the Traveler, we've gone through the Traveler, and we've kind of discovered how the Traveler isn't all, as good as it seems. It's done stuff that's very questionable. It makes our Guardian think in a sense where are we the enemies here? Are we the right people? Because we're killing Fallen, we're killing Hive. Maybe they're trying to warn us, about something. Maybe they know something about the Traveler we don't know. And for the last 2 years, we found out that the Traveler's gone to the Hive, gone to the Fallen. We don't know if it's gone to the Cabal, but it's gone to the Witness. And I feel like that's the kind of Marvel moment in terms of Destiny, the stones and the Traveler. I just really want to know what happens to the Traveler. Is it something that we're going to go into and completely destroy? Like, we don't need the light anymore, we'll use darkness forever? Or I don't know what they're going to do, man. That's why it's so interesting in terms of the build-up. And we feel like Bungie said a lot about Final Shape in terms of, we're going to go into Pale Heart, we're going to do this and that, but they're hiding something from us. Like, they're hiding the ending from us, and that's what we have to kind of find out. And that's what's making me so, like, anxious and, like, makes me want to play it so much.
I mean, I was honestly thinking that the next season is just going to be dry. Like, we won't have much to do because of how far the story got. But then now you're saying that it took them 2 years to make and stuff. It could honestly be something really good, but we won't expect it. It's like another Marvel thing, by the way. You go into Endgame, they start off, they kill Thanos, and then boom, 5 years later, and you're like, wait, what? That kind of thing.
Could do that.
Yeah. You just never know.
I think the main thing is obviously the plot of the ending of The Witness, the whole light and darkness saga. We do know it's coming to an end. That's 100%. The whole light and dark thing. What side will win? Sorry, I don't know. So does light win? Does dark win? We don't know that. So that's something that obviously Bungie's writing team will obviously decide, and we'll just have to see until February, I guess, how it works. But going back to Season of the Redacted, I think it's called Season of the Redacted, but yeah, don't quote me on that. But for this season, I think it has the potential to be the best, only because it's behind Final Shape. That's the season before Final Shape. So in terms of the build-up, they're going to try and build up as much hype as they can. Literally play all their cards on that season just so that Final Shape has got like a rock-solid start. So that's what gives me hope.
Yeah. If I didn't know that, I literally had no hope for next season, but now, obviously, even more hope. We'll see. We'll see what they do. I trust Bungie. I do.
The last thing I want is like some quirky theme, like, go fishing again, go through the bubbles again or whatnot.
I will quit everything. The pod, I'll quit the game. One final thing though, like imagine if they try and make the Traveler go away and then the Witness comes and he's like, nope. Like, get back here. Like, he fishes it out and he's like, get back here.
I think, that's one thing I forgot to mention. This season, right, I want them to really, really, really go into in depth of the veil. So, the veil that was on Neomuna, the whole purple looking thing. That's infected the Traveler that he's used. So we know nothing about the veil, basically. We only know very small, minor details, how it's so advanced. It's just as big as the Traveler in a sense, where it's like golden age technology. And the Witness has obviously secured that. That was the whole plot of Lightfall. Securing the veil, making sure that the Witness doesn't get it, but he got it anyway. And now he's used it to go inside the Traveler. So clearly this technology is something that's so, so big that we Guardians have missed out on. In terms of story-wise, we don't know nothing about it, but it's been sat there for the whole time, and it's basically just done the Traveler, like it's beaten up the Traveler out of nowhere. So I think they should definitely explain that, because I remember My Name is Biff. He made a video, and this guy, right? He does lore videos, and he's very calm and collected. But this is the only video where I saw him heated, like I saw him so mad, and he was like, "What is the veil? Like, I can't even tell you guys about it because I don't even know what it is." And he got so mad at that. So I think they definitely need to like clear it up, what the veil is and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Again, Bungie will just bring it out of nowhere and be like, oh, look, we've been teasing this for 5 years.
Oh, wow. I'm just looking at my phone right now, right? This is off topic, but the guy who won the giveaway has just messaged me. And his first response is, "No way, really?" Question mark.
I saw he did enter a few other giveaways, so finally at least he's won one from what we know.
Yeah. Thank God we were able to give him something that he wasn't able to win in other categories.
Yeah, literally.
Cool.
I wanted to quickly say something, because obviously I haven't played much this week, because obviously I got nerfed with these stupid pages. What other guns are good, or is it just Horror Story? Like, for example, the sniper. Like, I wanted a sniper, although it's a secondary sniper. Like, you got Adored and stuff, or Mercurial. It's like, is the sniper any good? Are the other guns any good?
Good thing you mentioned that, because Fest of the Lost, there's only one good weapon, and that's Horror Story. The rest are absolutely trash.
Oh, serious, yeah.
Serious, bro. Like I was literally going through my phone, my vault of like all the weapons of Fest of the Lost, because I got every single one, and not a single one I can tell you which is good other than Horror Story. The sniper, like for me, like some people will tell you they like it, but it is no match for, Mercurial. It's no match for Adored. It's no match for Cloudstrike. There's nothing special about it. The grenade launcher has got the weirdest perk pool in a sense where you can get a shoot to loot. I don't know why you would want that on a grenade launcher, but it's not good, and the base stats of the grenade launcher is very, very bad. That Trials weekend where we had the GL3 grenade launcher.
Oh yeah.
That grenade launcher just absolutely shreds it. Like absolutely, it's literally that grenade launcher picks up the Fest of the Lost one and literally just punches it out of like a new world.
Thank
that grenade launcher, just ignore it. Like honestly, ignore it. But yeah, the only thing you should be worrying about is literally Horror Story. Get a Horror Story that you like, and pick one up, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only thing that you should do for Fest of the Lost, in my opinion.
I mean, literally, I'm just gonna keep the Envious Assassin and Vorpal. And I think I've got Hammer. Let me actually check it. I've got it in front of me. I've got Accurized and I've got 4-bore. And that's literally just for PvE. Right? And then I just need a proper PvP one. And then that's it. I'm good with that. But to be honest, at least there's one more gun that we can add to, like, the tally. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, Conditional, Rufus, Round Robin. It's always the same. Immortal, Cloudstrike, Amit, blah. You know? Like, at least I think
100%. That's another thing I wanted to mention as well. Obviously, quick little shout out for Immortal. It is the last week to get Immortal. So if you haven't got a God roll or haven't got a roll that you like, this Friday is the last chance that you can get it, because it is not returning.
The Adept version, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Adept.
Yeah, I think it's the Adept version only.
The Adept, yeah, Adept only.
Yeah, but which is still, of course, something big.
Yeah, 100%. If you don't have the Adept Immortal and you're using a normal one, there's literally a night and day difference between it, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, I think my normal one's better than my Adept. Until I get Adept range.
Yeah. You need that Adept range.
Yeah.
One last thing. So obviously we've pretty much gone through all the topics except for one. There is one slight topic that we want to talk about. I think it's something that we're going to add into our next episode as well, but a bit about the nostalgia for D1. We talked, I know, last episode about, the old raids, how the strikes are good in D1. Obviously the maps in D1 are a lot more better in our eyes. One thing I did want to mention as well, the events. So obviously speaking about Fest of the Lost, I feel like the D1 events were more, I don't know how to say it, but more like lively, like live in a sense, where there was Crimson Doubles, you had Sparrow League Racing. Those events were just out of nowhere. It just came out.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the hell? Yeah. And it was just much more enjoyable.
No, I agree. And to be honest, one thing that's annoying me is for every single season, event, not season. You can say seasonal event, to be honest, as well. It's always that Ava girl. This granny.
Ava
get out
Levante,
of my get out of my screen.
Oh,
man.
you're sick of her, yeah?
Yeah, sick and tired of her. She's like, hey. Like, no, hey, get out. I'm sick and tired of her.
What do you want them to do then? Get who?
Get us some skeleton looking guy. I don't know, something scary, not some, hey.
Nah, it's funny because you mentioned that. I was looking at Twitter, and people are like, oh, everyone's most hated Space Granny returns.
Yeah, Space Granny, perfect. We'll call her that from now on. Space Granny
man.
Ava. Oh my god. Give us someone different, please. Get new voice actors. It doesn't matter. Gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, I would disagree, but I can't lie. I think I might have to agree because it's so boring. You know, do you remember that time? You know what vendor was really good? It's a bit off topic, but you know, I think it was that season where you had to go at the end of the tower. You know where Ikora is?
Yeah.
Near there, but underground. And there was that robot that was like, it was like a sweeper robot, but it had smoke all over it. And he used to sell the Leviathan weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that vendor was sick because he used to like glitch out and bug out like that.
Yeah.
Like that was sick.
They should honestly just bring us, like, every seasonal event should be a different person, in my opinion. Like, I get it, voice actors, like, when you actually deep 100%. It. But come on, man, please.
Yeah, I think, speaking of voice actors, man, I just can't wait for Cade to come back. Like, in D1, having Zavala, Cade, and Ikora in the same room, they're all there.
Funny how they killed the hunter. Still mad about that.
Yeah. Man. What else? One last thing I want to mention as well. Jour in D1, in my opinion, much better back in D1. In terms of, I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia, but in terms of, you'd be interested in what he's selling, you know?
He used to sell that one thing, and it was every week. Like, I mean, now we've got exotic ciphers, which I still care about. But, what was it? It was something, and it's like, it gives you better chances of getting, exotics. After you kill like a raid boss or something, you quickly activate. Do you remember that?
Oh, 3 of coins.
That's it. Yeah, 3 of coins.
Yeah, like, that was so good, man.
Yeah, we used to always be like, oh, did you get your 3 of coins?
Yeah. We literally used to back out just to get the 3 of coins.
Yeah. It's like, oh, mate, I ain't got 3 of coins. Okay, we've got a checkpoint. Quickly go.
Literally.
But, yeah, to be honest, it is something that Joe spoke about. He's like, we need to give a purpose to the Jour, whatever you call him. We call him Jour. Yeah. But he needs to have a purpose again, which he will.
Yeah.
I believe he will. It's just, you can't make them bring back, or you can't make them bring those Lost Sector exotics into Jour or Zer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because then it defeats the whole purpose of the Lost Sector. Like, the whole Lost Sector, you never we had Lost Sectors, but I don't think you had you didn't have the exotic specific ones dropping from them in D1.
It was just any random one that you would get.
Yeah, so it's like, it defeats the whole purpose. So then you should get, like, exotics that are very, very, very rare to get. But then at the same time, you've got Vex incursions. They'll give you that. It
kind of balances out.
Yeah, it's like, what can Jour do differently? And you just never know. The PvP team is going to have... Yeah, PvP strike team is going to have to fix as well. Yeah, give me some adept... You know what? Give me an adept bad juju, please.
You want an adept version of exotic?
Yeah, please. Bad juju, man.
Oh, man. I think since we're coming to the end, obviously the story of Destiny, you know what they should do for the raids? You know the really good legendaries, for example, Fatebringer. I remember in D1 they had like exotic versions of those.
Oh yeah.
If they were to bring those back, like, imagine like exotic versions of the Crota guns or the Root of Nightmare guns. Those would be so sick.
Yeah, like a Rufus Fury.
A Rufus Fury exotic version. That's crazy.
Yeah, some crazy, like, every kill gives you hatchling, so like, I don't need hatchling anymore, and I can put like target lock. Perfect.
Oh man. Every kill releases it spawns like a tango or something.
Yeah. Or literally like suspends nearby enemies, like, you know, the Cloud Strike effect.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. You see, hey, Bungie, recruit us, man. If this podcast doesn't work, we need to hit them up.
We'll be your strike team.
Yeah. And by the way, give me a Strand secondary weapon. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. This is something I always forget to talk about.
Yeah.
And you always hear me going on about it. Give me a Strand secondary weapon. Please, God help me, I need one. Okay, when I'm using a strand setup, I've got a strand LMG or like the grenade launcher, the Adept one that we got. I've got I use mostly a strand primary. Okay, round robin, roofers, immortal, all of this. Give me a strand secondary, just so that I can create more of those tangles or something, please.
Strand secondary boys are starving, man.
Yeah, we're starving out here.
Cool. I think we should probably wrap it up. We've talked about all our topics. I want to save a bit of them for next week, but one last thing I wanted to end on is obviously thank you to obviously everyone that has tuned in, listened to any previous episodes of ours or even the latest one. Thank you again for everyone that's kind of gone on our Twitter platform, followed us there, even our Instagram as well. Quick little message to the winner of our giveaway. So, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I'm just going to butcher it, but Deity X King, congratulations on the silver.
You butchered it.
Yeah, I butchered it.
No, I'm joking. Sorry, wait, let me actually go onto our Twitter and I'll find his name.
No, I found it. It's right here. Deity X King. He's the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the silver. Hopefully you spend it on really cool emotes or really cool sparrows or whatever you want to spend it on. We are going to do hopefully more giveaways in the future for seasonal events, even random ones as well. Do obviously stay tuned on our Twitter. All of our updates are there. We are looking to expand. We're looking to grow. We're always obviously looking to improve as well. So if you have any improvements for us to do, let us know on our X platform. But that pretty much wraps it up for me. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Striders?
Yeah, his @ is Nova 420 King, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's his @ and then his name, Deity X King.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did you just announce the wrong winner? And I pressed onto his hat and it was a yeah, I'm not saying that. Forget that. Congratulations, D.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I think that wraps it up. Just want to say a huge thank you to you guys. Congratulations to the winner. But we'll see you next week. Take care and peace out.
See ya.